how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be my roundup review. This is an accumulation of all of the products and things that I tried out last month in the month of January. This is more like January plus a week and a half because I was gone for like the holidays and stuff like that over Christmas. So I accumulated some things that I didn't try until January. So I feel like this is a little bit bigger of a pile for January than I would have expected, but it ran over a little bit. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. We're gonna talk about all these products. This is of course never a way for me to be braggy. I'm so grateful for anything that I'm able to buy myself or anything that I get sent as PR. This is just a way for me to be transparent and give you my full thoughts on everything in one place, on everything I tried recently. I have videos with literally every single thing I'm going to talk about. I've used pretty much everything in some way, shape, or form. I will link everything down below for you as well as any discount codes if I have any, and it's just going to be a fun time. I have lots of fun things to share with you. Some maybe not so fun things as well. Maybe a couple misses. Honestly, not many misses. I think only one thing, maybe two things I was kind of like meh about. But yeah, this was a good roundup and we're gonna get into it. Before we do, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram and my YouTube shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessories go, I have these really cool bat earrings, but I don't know like who the maker was. I got these at a random plant shop in Maryland, so I don't know exactly where they're from, so sorry about that. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about all the things I tried out in January. First things first, I have a couple Arttitude Cosmetics palettes. I talked about two of them in my December roundup reviews as well because I did purchase the Vintage Neutrals and the Urban Neutrals palettes when they launched back in November, and the brand was so kind and slipped these two palettes in my box as well, which was so sweet. I obviously didn't get around to trying them until more recently, but these are so beautiful. This is a brand that I'm like kicking myself for sleeping on. I'm so excited to see what they continue to do in the future. This brand has just such amazing formulas, beautiful concepts, beautiful color stories, and I'm so happy that I finally tried them, and I'm so grateful they gave me these extras because they are stunning. First is the Metamorph. This was actually when I debated purchasing when I was making my order in the first place, but I didn't want to buy, you know, 3 palettes because what if I didn't like the formula as much? That would have been shameful. So I settled on just the 2, and it was such a great surprise to receive this one anyways, but it's so pretty, just beautiful, kind of a fun take on those like classic butterfly colors. I know butterflies can come in an assortment of colors, but I feel like most people think of like purpley blues and stuff like that when you think of a butterfly. I love all these different colors, very whimsical, very cute. Again, the formulas are so good. The mattes blend out so beautifully, amazingly pigmented, and they blend with such ease, and the shimmers are just so shiny on the lids, all the way from like these very reflective, like more, I don't want to say thicker because they're not like that chunky sort of texture in my opinion, but more of that like intense metallic or just more of that smooth multi-chrome. So stunning. And I have the Obsession, which I'm wearing today. I'm loving the vibes today. I feel like a witch in the forest and it's so good. But this color story is everything. It is so pretty. I love the way all these colors play together. It's very swampy and dingy and murky. And I mean all of that in a very endearing way. It's just so cool. I love the way these greens play with the dingy blues and kind of these berry tones. I am personally running the war against beige, so like this color doesn't excite me. This one I can excuse. It's more of an ivory. I feel like that has a place. I could have lived without this shade personally, but that's being nitpicky and that's a very personal preference. But again, I'm just very impressed with just like the way everything like worked and blended out, especially with these like really dark, intense, murky colors. I feel like everything blended like an absolute dream, and I'm just so in love, and I can't wait to see more of what this brand does in the future. Moving on, I have the Singe Beauty Galactic Visitor Palette. This is so cute. I'm so excited for Singe's newest palette launch, their first palette launch at that. This is just so exciting. I think they also just launched new brushes, so that's very exciting as well. Those are on their way to me, and I cannot wait. But Singe has just been killing it. This is their first palette, and I think it's so stinking cute. I think Angie did such a good job. It's playful and colorful. I love the rich, yummy jewel tones. I love the shimmers. They're very pretty. I think she did a great job with her first palette with her brand. I think she did great. Again, in my personal taste, I could have lived without these 2 shades personally, but I know a lot of people utilize shades like that, so I get why they're in there. But everything else are colors that I definitely love and use, and I've really enjoyed. I felt like everything performed really well, and I'm excited to see what is to come from the brand in the future. Next up, I did get a package from Klarity Cosmetics. I'd never tried the brand before, so I've been slowly testing some things out. I ended up only getting to some of the lip products this month. I do have a couple palettes that I'd like to try hopefully next month, so let me know your thoughts on these. I have the Croc right here. Swampy, yummy, delicious vibes. And then also the Klarity Rain, which I am excited to play with, like kind of these sunset vibes. I think that's very cool. But let me know what you think. I have not tried these yet. I'm gonna try to prioritize these next month. There's just so many things coming out and happening. So it keeps getting pushed out, but I will get to them. But I do have some lips that I tested out. I have 2 liquid lips here. I'm wearing one of them today, Camo, and I also have Blow Me, very much like a dark kind of inky purple, and then a kind of swampy, darker green. Really pretty colors, and I feel like they look nice on the lips and they last really well. I've never felt like they get that weird crumbly dry texture that like old school liquid lips would do. I will say the application of these isn't my favorite. It's very liquidy. Like I feel like the texture just feels really runny. So I feel like if you're someone who's maybe not super great at applying a liquid lipstick, because it doesn't take a level of like, you know, a steady hand to be able to like not get it everywhere, you might have a little bit of trouble just because I do feel like it's a runny formula, but it is comfy once you get it applied. It doesn't feel super heavy. It's pretty thin. So I do like that. And I do like these funky colors. I think they're very cool. I also have 2 of these lipsticks as well. I have the shades Dark Chocolate and Chaotic. These are really comfy and really pretty. I've really been into these colors. I love kind of this like weird fuchsia berry tone in the winter. I don't know what it is, something like ignites in me and I just want to wear it all the time, and I always love a brown lip. So these are great. I feel like they look really pretty on the lips. They're very creamy, but they don't really move around. Like I feel like they're just like a nice kind of in between like a regular just like cream lipstick, almost a matte, but I don't feel like it's overly mattifying either. Kind of a good in between, but very comfortable, lasts a long time on me. I've enjoyed those. Glaminatrix came out with some mini palettes. There actually is a 4th one as well, but it's an all neutral palette, and I just knew myself and I knew that a 6-pan monochromatic neutral palette just was not gonna be my vibe, so I ended up giving it to a friend that would appreciate it a lot more than me, but I did play with the 3 colorful ones, and they're very cute, especially if you're into a smaller curated monochromatic color story. We have the Entrancing Eyes. This one's more of like a berry tone. The shimmers in these palettes are so pretty, so reflective. I'm really impressed with just the quality Glaminatrix has been giving over the last, I feel like Glaminatrix has always been good, but I feel like they've really stepped it up over the last few years, and I love to see that. We have the Exquisite Eyes. This one is more of a green vibe. I do like kind of the mixture of tones of greens, even though this is at the end of the day a monochromatic green palette. I like that we kind of have different undertones going on. It's pretty fun and versatile for it being just 6 pans. And we have the Elevated Eyes. This one is a blue palette. Very cute. I'm always a sucker for blues, greens, and berries. So these 3 palettes were pretty on par with what I'm into right now. These are the colors I've been gravitating toward the most. I will say I'm not someone who loves a tiny palette. I don't like a super large palette. My sweet spot is probably 9 to 15 is probably my favorite size, maybe even a 9 to 18. But once it gets a little teenier, it's not my favorite thing, especially when it's more monochromatic and it's kind of like you're stuck in just this one color family. But I do understand the appeal of these, and I think if you're looking for something small you can throw in your bag, something easy where you don't really have to think about color combos, it's just already there for you, I think you'd really love this. I think the packaging is beautiful, the quality is amazing, and I think for the right person, these are great. Salt New York came out with this new mood lighting product. It's kind of like a highlightery, blushy type of product. I believe they came out with 3 shades. I opted for the lightest one. In retrospect, I kind of wish I would have gotten the medium toned one because I like more pigment. And I feel like this is still fine, even though it's a light shade. I feel like it still packs enough punch on my fair skin, but if I could go back, I probably would have gone at least to the medium one, maybe even the deep, but the medium probably would have been more my sweet spot. But Salt has beautiful formulas. I feel like their creams just melt into the skin like absolute butter, like so just flawlessly blended onto the skin. Like everything looks so lightweight and skin-like with still being impactful. Like it's not like that no makeup kind of vibe, but it just feels so nice and looks so seamless on the skin. So pretty. I really like this blush lightery type formula. I'm really into a glowy blush. I'm really into kind of that blush lightery sort of combo. And I feel like for a cream version, this is really, really pretty. So love to see Salt coming out with something new. Unearthly Cosmetics sent me their new Low Light highlighter. This is in the shade Moth to a Flame. Cue the Taylor Swift song Better Than Revenge. This is just so pretty. Unearthly has really pretty highlighter formulas, and this shade is my favorite they've ever done. I love that soft pink shift. It's just so pretty. Smooth, but still sparkly and reflective on the skin, if that even makes sense. Like, they somehow manage to make a very like shiny, shimmery, shifty formula while it still looks very smooth at the same time. Very, very pretty. I love this a lot. Smashbox sent me over a couple of these hot sticks, blush sticks. I think there were like 4 of them. I only ended up trying one, and honestly, I'm glad that I only opened and tried one. I don't think this is bad. This is in the shade Pink PNG, which is really cute. I don't think this is bad, but it wasn't memorable for me. I feel like I kind of forgot that this existed until I was planning for this video and gathering all of my things and looking back at my list of things that I've acquired. I literally forgot about this. So I'm glad that I didn't open up all of them and like swatch them so I can like actually give them out to friends. I think I've already given out 2 of them to friends, but it's cute. It was a nice, fun, bright pink. The formula's fine. It's a stick. It blends out fine. Like, I really don't have any criticisms other than the fact that this just wasn't a standout product to me. So it's not really one that I feel like I'm going to actively be reaching for. Again, not to say it's bad, but I did try some really good blush products this month, and this one just wasn't one that stood out. A collection that did stand out is the Lethal and Dexter collaboration. Are you kidding me? That was just so cool. If you've seen the promo images for it, you already know it was just so incredibly well done. I feel like they have killed it with their collabs. Their recent Avatar: The Last Airbender collection last year was incredible, and they've done it again with Dexter. I'm a big fan of Dexter. It's one of like my favorite shows that I watched back in the day. I still need to watch the prequel show. I haven't done it yet, but I plan to soon. And this collection is just everything. It makes my soul so happy. First is the brush set. Mine is covered in makeup and sparkles now at this point because that's just how it goes. But this is so cool, like the way it's like laid out with the different brushes. It's very much like his toolkit with his knives. It's just so clever, so well done. We have a really good range of different sized face brushes and different eye brushes. They're all ones that I would use for various reasons, like various powders, creams, general eyeshadow blending and stuff like that. I feel like this is a pretty solid set. I feel like with brush sets in general, you just kind of have to really look at a brush set and determine for your own preferences what you would use each brush for and if you would have a use for each brush. Because I feel like maybe if there's one brush in a set that you wouldn't really get use out of, that's fine. But if you're only really into a couple brushes in a brush set, maybe it wouldn't be for you. I do like this set though. I think this set was really well rounded. They're all things that I would use and have been using. So that's pretty great. The Luminol liquid highlighter is one of the most show-stopping, no, it is the most show-stopping liquid highlighter I have ever used in my life. It is so blinding and sparkly and amazing. It blends into the skin so nicely, but it is impactful. Like, it is shimmery, glimmery. It has like a vibrant kind of like aqua blue sort of shift to it. It is otherworldly and it is so cool. It is by far the coolest and most impactful liquid highlighter I've ever used. We have some lip products, 2 lip stains and 2 lip oils. The lip stains are really cool. They're in like these like evidence tubes. It's so clever. And the lip oils have the little like vial measurement on it as well. The shades are Aconite, M99, Born in Blood, and Dark Passenger. The lip tints are really, really cool. I did expect them to be maybe a little bit darker, but they do apply a little more sheer and you kind of build it up to the level of darkness that you like. But on the bright side is these feel really, really lightweight. You cannot feel them at all as they wear throughout the day. You are left with that stain behind, which is really, really pretty. And I mean, the colors are just so appropriate for the collection. Like this dark kind of plummy red and then this more vibrant bloody red. Very cool. The 2 lip oils are fine. I just feel like with lip oils, they're just always so sheer. They all look basically clear at the end of the day anyways. I will say I do wish the sparkle in these showed off a bit more when they're actually on the lips. I don't feel like the sparkle really shows through, and I personally love a sparkle on my lips, so I would have loved to see that, but these are really comfortable and I do feel like they did look nice, but I don't feel like they were anything so wild and unique. It's more just the theming of it all that's very cool and appealing. And last we have the Dexter palette, which the packaging's just everything. It looks like his trophy case where he keeps his blood slides. Just such a fun, lovely gradient from like different shades of red, the blood splattery highlighter shade in the middle, and then these very like more grayish, bluey purpley sort of tones on the end. Super, super cool. These shimmers are absolutely stunning. They are so just eye-catching when you put them on the lids, and the mattes blend beautiful. I feel like Lethal's formulas have always been good in my opinion, but they have just gotten better and better and better. And this one is no exception. This is one of my favorites they've ever done. One Size sent me over a package and I tried out the setting powder. I was a little nervous to try it just because I don't like anything super mattifying, and it's not like called a mattifying setting powder. It's literally just called the ultimate setting powder, but I get nervous trying new setting powder sometimes. If they're too like heavy and mattifying, it can look a little crepey under my eyes, and it's not my favorite thing. But I literally had run out of the last of my setting powder when this arrived, so I was like, well, it's either this or nothing. So I started trying it out, and I've actually been enjoying it. I've been using it over the course of the month, and it's pretty lightweight. I feel like it sets me down nicely. Things don't move around. My favorite setting powder of all time is still the e.l.f. Halo Glow. That's not going to change, I don't think, but I have been enjoying using this one for now. I think it's nice. It's lightweight. It's pretty velvety. It's a pretty good powder. I don't really have much more to say than that. Nomad Cosmetics came out with their first palette of the year, the Chamonix Après-Ski palette. It's so cute. Again, I'm really into these colors right now, you know, blues, greens, and like berry tones. This is so pretty. I love kind of the mixture of the more like jeweler toned vibes, but mixed with the pastels. It's so pretty. I love Nomad's formulas. I always say they're just so beginner friendly and easy to use because I feel like you can't overdo it in the beginning, but there's still so much pigment there and they blend so easy. Like I barely have to work with them, and the metallics are always just so stunning on the lids. I've really been pleased with this one. I think it's very cute. I think they started the year off great. This is definitely my favorite winter one they've ever done. Simply Posh came out with their Snow Angel collection. I have the 3 liquid blushes right here. The shades are Berry Cold, Frosty, and Rosy Cheeks. I think these are so cute. I've used them multiple times over the last month, and they're very pigmented as well. Like my first time using these, I used a bit too much, and I went to blend it out with a brush, and it was a little bit everywhere. I actually have a reel and I think a YouTube Shorts where I did that, but I've learned to use a little bit less, and I actually do prefer my sponge with these just because I feel like it blends into the skin and blurs everything out really nicely. I like wearing these by themselves. I like mixing and matching them with each other. These are super cute. I also have the Snow Angel palette. This one is very cute. I feel like kind of along the same vibes as that Nomad one in the sense that it's very wintry sort of colors, but whereas the Nomad one had more jewel tones mixed with pastels, this one is all very muted toned. We have the dark muted kind of wintry tones with the more pastel-y muted wintry tones. Beautiful shifty shimmers. These definitely have more of that glitzy, sparkly sort of shift on the lid rather than the metallic shift. They're both in like the same world as far as wintry tones, but I feel like they have different personality types. I'll have you know, I just had to wait like 30 minutes for yard people to make their way down my street. I swear they just stood in front of my house and just chopped leaves off of things for no reason. But one more Simply Posh thing. They also came out with a little brush set that I've been using a lot lately because I think the shapes are really nice. Just lots of good blendy brushes. Not really a lot of packing brushes. Like there's this teeny detailed flat brush. There's also a regular style packing brush as well, but lots of just fluffy blending brushes. Various sizes, but they're all mostly like mid-size to larger. And I've really been enjoying them. They're very soft and they work really well. Moving on, Blend Bunny came out with their newest palette. This is the Plastic. I love seeing a smaller, more curated themed palette from them. I think that's very fun. This is kind of like a half neutral, half pinky toned palette. There's that splash of like aqua blue shimmer in here as well. I think this is pretty fun just with it being a very specific theme and a very curated, more smaller color story. I know there are people out there that really wanted to try this brand but didn't want to get one of the larger palettes, so this could be for you. While this isn't my perfect palette just because, again, war against beige over here, I'm not really one to like go for, you know, a half neutral, half pinky sort of palette, but it is pretty. The quality is really nice. The shimmers are beautiful. The mattes just blend like no other. Their formulas are really, really amazing. Even though it's not my perfect color story, I do think it was really well done for what it is, and I think it's a lot of fun. Rare Beauty came out with a new liquid blush color. This is the shade Souvenir. I'm wearing it today with a powder blush layered over top, but it is so pretty. Rare Beauty has my favorite liquid blush formula, and I'm always excited to have a new collection. This shade is so pretty. It's kind of a cross between a reddish and a corally shade. It's very vibrant and very rich and just so yummy. Gourmande Girls, they came out with the best palette of the year so far. This is my current favorite that I've tried. This is the Bitten. This is just incredible. Very much a spooky themed vampire Valentine's Day palette. Love all the berries and purple tones. It is just so well done. It is very dark and grungy and vampy and just so yummy. I love these colors just so much. They're so good. Cosmic Brushes came out with a new palette as well. Another brand that I just love with my whole heart, and I'm so excited about this one. This is the Lovers palette. I love the tarot card theme. I love the Valentine's theme. The insides are so beautiful. This is a very like muted romantic sort of palette. I love just the way all these different tones play together. We have lots of fun options going on. The really pretty sagey greens, the dusty blues, the very pretty like berries and pinks and stuff like that. These soft orangey tones into a little pocket of neutrals. And I'm not even mad at this pocket of neutrals because I feel like it balances the palette really well. It's just gorgeous. I feel like Cosmic Brushes has amazing formulas, and this one gets me really, really happy as well. Fantasy Cosmetica came out with their newest palette also. This is the Monk palette, and it is so cool. Very different vibe than a lot of the things we're seeing right now. I feel like we're seeing a lot of cooler tones with winter, lots of pinks and purples with Valentine's Day. This is very much an in-your-face, bright, orangey yellow. I'm calling it my sunflower palette. It's so pretty. I love the marbled shimmers that are in here. Fantasy Cosmetica is just such a cool brand. I feel like their theming is always so on point, and I just love this. I love this so much. Someone in my comments pointed out that this palette is giving Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which just makes it even more perfect. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. It's just so wonderful. The formulas are great. Colors are so cool. It is nice to see a bright, sunny palette. It's just a nice little breather from all the other things we've been seeing. Urban Decay came out with these Face Bond Glow Drops. They came out with a whole range of them. I have been trying these three out in particular. I like them. I actually really like them. I've been using this one, Space Cowboy, specifically as a mix-in with my foundation because I do love anything to be a little bit more glowy, so I've been mixing this with my foundation. Lately, I've been mixing it with the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer specifically, but it's really, really nice. It melts together so nicely. It doesn't really change the shade too much, but it does just add a little bit of luminosity. And then on my face, usually at the same time that I'm blending out my liquid blushes, I'll just add like a teeny bit of liquid highlight and just kind of blend it all together. So I've been kind of switching between Silver Lake and Mirror Ball. Both are really pretty. I feel like by themselves as just like a face highlighter, they're a little on the subtle side. They're not going to give you a crazy amount of impact, but kind of as a mix in with foundation or to kind of blend in with like liquid blushes and stuff like that, I do think these are really pretty. They're very thin, very easy to blend and work with. I don't feel like they move anything around, and they do just add that little burst of glow, which is nice. Pharmacy recently sent me a couple cleansers, and I actually was getting low on my cleansers anyway, so it was perfect timing. We have the Green Clean Gentle Creamy Cleanser and the Green Clean Whipped Foaming Cleanser. I've really been enjoying these. I, in particular, really like this whipped one. I really like the texture. It's just, I'm whipped. You know, it's a little bit more fluffy when you're like rubbing it on your face, but both are really nice. Both are really gentle. They smell very clean, and they feel good. They feel good on the skin. I've only been using these really over the last week, so it's still fairly new to me, but so far so good. I haven't had any issues with them. I think they're really nice. And so far I really just haven't had any issues with any pharmacy products. I think so far their stuff seems to work for me really well. I also got sent this sunscreen from Kate Somerville. This is the Hydra K Illuminating SPF 50 Drops. This is beautiful. I've been loving wearing this every morning. It just gives the skin such a beautiful glow. Like if I were to go have a Disney day where I don't really wear a lot of makeup, this would be such a pretty base because not only is it sunscreen, but it gives my skin a little bit of like a luminosity and a little bit of something. Or like in the future, if I have like a pool day or something, once it gets to like spring and summer, this will be beautiful to wear. I really love this. I love a glowy sunscreen in particular, especially because it also kind of doubles up as a face primer for me as well. So again, anything glowy I love, but I will say I don't think this is so overly illuminating that like if you don't love a glowy sunscreen, it's not gonna be overkill. Like the Super Goop Glow is like insanely glowy. This one is more of like a reasonable amount of glow for like the average person to wear. Like I don't feel like it's overly highlighty, if that makes sense. It just gives the skin a little bit of like a sheen, a luminosity. It looks really, really pretty. Rare Beauty came out with their liquid contour. I've been using the shade Gentle. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it the last, I don't know, week or so. It's really, really nice. Similar application style to their liquid blushes on that doe foot. It has a similar formula as far as the level of like thinness, and it blends pretty similar. Really nice shade. I feel like it very much just looks like a shadow on me without it being too gray either. Really good, just neutral shade. Blends out really nicely. I've really been enjoying this. This has been my go-to the last, you know, week or so. I haven't been using this one that long, but it has really kind of crept up into being one of my favorite like contoury, bronzery type products. I just really enjoy the color. I really enjoy the formula. I love the way it blends out. It's a pretty solid product. I feel like Rare Beauty just knows what they're doing. Beaute Bar came out with their Morally Grey collection, and it is so good. We have two highlighters. We have Morally Grey and Skin of a Killer. Very pretty sparkly, but still smooth looking. Very glossy looking. So pretty. I'm wearing Skin of a Killer right now. It's just so reflective and eye-catching. The heart-shaped pans, they get me. I love this. This is so, so pretty. These shades are gorgeous. I'm really, really excited about these. This is at least my first time trying highlighters from Beaute Bar. I don't know if they've ever done it before, but this is my first time, and they knocked it out of the park in my opinion. And we have the Morally Grey palette. Again, the heart-shaped pans. It's just so cute. I love this color story. I feel like it's a very curated, balanced theme. I love kind of the gray tones with the pops of pink. We do have the ivory in here that like, would I have preferred maybe another pink? Sure, but I'm not mad at this being in here because I do feel like it kind of balances the tones that are going on. I like this. And I feel like if you were looking for a smaller palette from this brand and you like these sort of tones, you'd probably really like this. I think it's really pretty, kind of like a neutrals with a twist sort of vibe. Very cool toned, very cute. I'm liking this one a lot. Very, very fun. Just with all of the theming, the heart-shaped pans definitely kick it up a notch. D'Avrune also came out with their Valentine's collection, the Smitten collection, very smitten kitten sort of theme. First, I have a bunch of face gems. I think they have like a dark pack, which is like the black, dark pink, and purple. And then we have the lighter pack, which is like pearls, like silvery ones, and then light pink. I wear face gems all the time. I'm wearing the black ones today. I think these are great. I'm always happy to have more gems in my collection. They came out with singles, and these are so stinking cute. These are so shifty and brilliant. I love these pinky purple tones. It's amazing. This is such a great curated little bonus set of singles if you wanted it alongside the palette or just by themselves. The shades are Alley Cat, Bitten, Smitten, and Stray Cat. I just love the theming. I'm a cat lady through and through. I love Valentine's theme, so this is just the best of both worlds for me, and these are just absolutely stunning. And of course, we have the Smitten palette as well. Again, very cat themed. It's so cute. I love just the kind of combination of like these smoky tones, the darker purples, the brighter pinks, all these beautiful shifty shimmers. I feel like D'Avrune really has been doing a good job like stepping it up really with every release. I feel like their quality is just getting better and better. Their shimmers are really, really outstanding, and I'm really excited about this new release. I think this is beautiful. I've really enjoyed playing with this one. Last but not least, I literally just tried this yesterday. I think my friend Allie Dawson gave it to me a few months ago when she was giving me just some extras she had in her collection of things she wasn't going to use. So this mascara was one of them. This is from Il Makiage. This is kind of what the wand looks like. Kind of like really the bristles are only on one side to really fluff and lengthen. And while I really enjoyed how it made my lashes look yesterday, by the end of the day, there was black smudges all underneath my eye. So unfortunately, this does not hold up in a full salon day for me when I'm working behind the chair. So this is not what I'm going to continue using, but I figured I would still, you know, talk about it because I did technically use it in the month of January. It's not going to be one that's going to work out for me, unfortunately. But if maybe you don't have an issue with your mascara smudging and melting onto your face, this might work for you, because I really did like the way it made my lashes look. They looked really long and really fluffy, but unfortunately just did not hold up for the whole day. So yeah, that's about it. That is my roundup of all the things I tried in January. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these yourself? Do you want to try any of them? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some green emojis? I'm feeling very green today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram on BATTYBEAN there as well. And also, if you want to, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And also, if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box. It's there if you want some additional content. And also, you can join my channel memberships. Link to sign up is also in my description box. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.